Howdy, Space Rangers. Captain Phoenix here, or should I say, Captain's Log. Here we are back again for another podcast, and might I say, I am glad we get to do this once again. So, buckle up, buckle your seatbelts in, sit on your plane, and chillax. The captain is speaking, and I hope you enjoy your flight. Yep, we're doing another Captain's Log. This is episode 4, if I'm not wrong. Oh, let me just check with all my plenty of playlists here. Oh my god, I got so many playlists. It's not even funny anymore. Yep. It's episode 4. We're doing episode 4. So for this podcast, I thought I'd do something different. I got this idea from a YouTuber, Cosmonaut Variety Hour. Cosmonaut Variety Hour. That's his name. Let me repeat it again because then it's a bit weird. Cosmonaut Variety Hour. This dude, he's a movie reviewer just like me, except a lot better. But the thing with this guy is that recently he did not really a podcast, just a long video where he kind of like gave the highlights from a stream of his, and in these highlights he was reviewing his old reviews, not really reviewing the movies, but reviewing his old reviews and kind of changing the scores of his movies. And it's like, I hope more YouTubers do this, and I'm like, dang. That's a pretty good idea. So yeah, my inspiration for this video comes from that guy. Go check him out. I'll probably leave his link in the description. That's if I remember to do so. And yeah, so I'm basically gonna be doing what he did in his video, and I'm going to be reviewing my old reviews, specifically my movie reviews and my TV show reviews. So we'll be going over all the things I've been reviewing since day one. There obviously will be a cut-off point because I can't review everything, but this is a podcast, so I will be reviewing a lot of stuff, but I won't review my more recent things. They'll just be everything I've been doing since day one up to like maybe a month ago or something. So yeah, again, this idea is inspired by Cosmonaut Variety Hour, where he reviewed his old reviews, and I'm like, dang, that's a pretty good idea. Let me make a podcast of this. So in today's episode, I'm doing a podcast where I review my old reviews, where I'll look back to movies I was like, this movie actually wasn't that bad, or this movie wasn't that good. I'll obviously be changing the scores of the movies, and I will obviously, maybe be educated. Maybe I'll be like, actually, now I feel this way about a movie, because there is no way that you don't change your feelings about a movie or a TV show. Emotions, just like opinions, are ever changing. I mean, what's this? Opinions, just like emotions, are ever changing, and I feel this is now like one of the better times to look back on my old opinions and my old reviews and kind of see what I thought about them. So, long story short, I'm gonna be reviewing my old reviews. Scores will be changing, and I'll be saying, go check this movie out, go check this TV show out, and whatnot. Hope you're in for the long ride, and yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want to see more things like this, more ideas like this, because again, I have plenty of playlists and plenty of videos I could go re-review, but these are the ones I'm starting with. So today I'm going to be checking out my old reviews and reviewing my own reviews, starting with the TV shows, and then we'll have a strong finish with the movie reviews. So yeah, let's start with the TV show reviews. My very first one, they're all sorted out from the date published, newest, so that means that this was the first TV show I ever reviewed. So, Star Wars Resistance Season 1. I guess we have to get into that. Alright, so this is my first TV show review, Star Wars Resistance Season 1. I think, yeah, I made this review sometime in, if I'm checking, this was on March 24th, but I think the show came out in October of 2018, so I was definitely a bit behind, but I'm like, let's review the show, why not? Howdy, Space Rangers, and welcome to my first ever show review. Yay! I think this was one of the first times I actually used my Kermit scream, like the... But if you're wondering what that scream is, it's the Kermit scream. The Kermit's the Muppet scream where he does that excited thing. Yeah, I tried to replicate that in like some of my videos when I try to be excited. But I think this was one of the first times, if not the first time, I ever used the Kermit scream, and it just kind of stuck with me. I don't know why. So I guess I have that going for me. I'm not gonna do the Muppet thing again. But yeah. I'm not gonna do the Muppet thing again. Welcome to my first ever wait for it. Show review. Yay! I'm not gonna do the Muppet thing again. But not gonna do the Muppet thing again. Proceeds to do it for the following years. I have issues. Review a show review. Yay! I'm not gonna do the Muppet thing again. But yeah, so this is a new thing I wanted to do for the channel, where I review a show, or at least a season of a show, a newly released season of a show, and then give my thoughts on it. So this will be the first episode ever. Hopefully I could make this into some kind of series where I release show after show. Probably could be like twice a month or something like that. But yeah, so I'm thinking I could actually turn this into some kind of series that I could get behind. I review a show, at least the first season, and then I continue with the other seasons, season two. So this is a thing I did. Well, okay, back when I started like doing the like TV show reviews. I sort of wanted to do it like sort of like twice a month thing where I review it on the first weekend of the month and then I review another show on the last weekend of that month. However, that didn't really plan out and really like I don't control TV shows and when they release, so I also couldn't review that. Like basically when a TV show is trending, I just have to review it while it's trending. I cannot review a show when it's not trending because no one will watch my channel. And that's why but that's why my channel is like built on trend jacking. Whenever a new movie comes out, I do my best to watch that movie as fast as possible so I can review it before like the phase passes. So this wasn't a perfect plan of mine. It wasn't like the perfect way to do this, I will say. But it was kind of an innocent idea I had in mind. But another thing I'll be honest about is when I started reviewing TV shows, I kind of had like a little faith in myself. I didn't think this was going to become a regular thing, and I didn't think I was going to be doing this, forever on the daily. So, cause mostly my channel focused on movie reviews. Like back then, my channel was like made up of random stuff, just things I thought people would like. And so I was like, TV show reviews? Who would watch a TV show review? No one would like that. And I never really did TV show. I think this was my first time I did a TV show review, and then I never did it again for like almost a year, I think, because nothing really motivated me to do so. And I was like, I don't think I can do this TV show thing. It's too tight of a schedule. I don't think I'll get behind it. And that was because I was treating TV shows more like their own entity than movies. And so when I started reviewing them more like how I review movies, then it got a lot easier. And I'm surprised I'm doing it regularly now. So props to me, I guess. Three, whatnot, and I'm hoping that you guys would enjoy it too. And if you actually do think this is a good idea, leave a like down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Yay! Shameless self-promotion is the best. Anyway, so I'm thinking that for the first episode. And so yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed this series. Anyway, done talking about me. Let's get in with Star Wars Resistance. What did I think of this show? And then we'd have Leia struggle to keep the Resistance going strong. So I'll give this one the benefit of the doubt. This one kind of had a bit of rough patches here. It was the roughest of the three shows, but as I said, I'm not going to compare it to them because it's mostly a kid's show. But that doesn't excuse it from trying to do better. So even though this show did have a few rocky areas to pass through, I felt like the first season... That's the thing about Resistance. It's honestly like the worst of the three animated Star Wars shows. I guess four now that the Bad Batch is out. And this is now an issue like I have with Disney. Because when Disney made Rebels and Star Wars Resistance, these shows were like more aimed towards kids, unlike the Clone Wars, which like grew up with its audience. And I'm like, Disney can never do an adult show, or at least an adult Star Wars show. The best I've seen them do is with The Mandalorian, but no, with the Bad Batch, that's really good. And yes, I am planning to review the Bad Batch when like the whole season is out. So expect that from me. But yeah, I was really like not having a lot of faith in Disney. And basically, when I reviewed Resistance, my standards were like very low. So I want to see the score I gave it. Have a lot of potential, and all the stuff that was left in the first season, I felt like they would carry it on to the second season. And I really do hope that they really pass on with it. There's a lot of potential for this show, and I can just see it flourishing. They just have to tweak it. Yeah. So basically, this was just me also living in a giddy pipe dream. Cause I remember when Resistance was announced, I was very excited for it. I remember. I don't know if I mentioned this somewhere, but in like a past video of mine or something, but I remember when Resistance was announced, I originally thought it was going to take place in between episode 6 and 7, like a few years after episode 6. It was going to be sort of like The Mandalorian, because I think Resistance and The Mandalorian were announced like around the same time. And so a lot of people were like, okay, The Mandalorian will take place after Return of the Jedi. We'll get to see what happened to the Empire and whatnot. And then Resistance will focus on the rise of the First Order. And I'm like, oh, cool. I can't wait to see the First Order rising, Kylo Ren to turn to the dark side, Leia being a Jedi for a bit. But that never happened. And what's worse is that this show just takes place like a couple of months before episode 7. So it's even like worse if you think about it. So there was a lot of potential for this show to be good, but it's very wasted. For example, in the season 1 finale, where Kaz sees his home world being destroyed, they should have given him more time to grieve. I hope in season 2 we at least get an episode where Kaz grieves over his home world. Yeah, and by the way, spoiler alert, we don't even get an episode. It's not even like half an episode. It's not even like an arc or anything. As he tries to get through it. Overall, Resistance is an okay show that tries less than it should. It is meant for a younger audience that aren't old enough to watch the movies, though it is no excuse for it to not do more. And by young audience, I literally just mean anyone under the age of 6, really. That's what this show is for.
Finale is great, and the last episode is really amazing. And there's a lot of potential for season 2, as I have said before. It did get to a rocky start, but I hope it will get better as time moves on and as the creators know what they want to do with it instead of flip flopping from.
So yeah, that's the other thing is I had a lot of big hopes for season 2. I really thought season 2 was gonna be a cool season, and yeah, no, it's weird. Obviously I did do my season 2 review, so I'll talk about that in a bit. But it was a very weird time in between seasons 1 and 2. Like I don't even think we got a trailer for the longest of times.
You will have a steady road on what they want to do. And I hope they also tone down the silliness with what we're gonna see. I would say watch it if you have kids. It's a great way to introduce them to the Star Wars universe on a nice slow note, and then they move rapidly on from there. But if you don't,
Yeah, that's if you have incredible patience. I don't care if you have kids or not. This is not a great way to introduce them to a Star Wars universe. I think I might have been overselling Resistance a bit. But then again, this was when, around the time my baby brother was born, so I was like, damn, how am I going to introduce him to Star Wars? Let's use Star Wars Resistance. I have issues.
have kids, or if you're not like interested in it from the trailers alone, it's really not worth binge watching. Ultimately, the show gets a 5 out of 10, and I really hope that season
5! 5? What was I taking? Was I smoking something? Am I on crack? I don't think I am. So, no, this show is not a 5 out of 10. I would give it a 4 or a 3. 3 on a bad day, 4 on a good day. It's still not a good show, even if the first season was a fine introduction. It's kind of a mess. So, yeah, moving on. Alright, so looking through the rest of this list, this one was my Ninjago review, but I was like kind of reviewing the whole show as one, so it's like, doesn't even matter. This one was ranking the Ninjago seasons, doesn't matter. Here we go, Prime Empire review. I think this one actually did give a score, so we can watch that one.
liar, sell out, rip off. Okay, shut up. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna make this review quick. So today I'm gonna be doing another Ninjago review. You promised no more. No, I did, but I have to talk about it. So please forgive me. You have one chance.
Oh my god. So this was back in the day when my videos were just Ninjago videos. As you can see, quite a bit. So I knew that it was gonna start getting stale if my channel just became primarily Ninjago, but like season 12 had just come out. There was no way in hell I was not gonna review it. By the way, excuse the low quality Wi-Fi angry in the house today. I'm sorry. Okay, so I was just scrolling through this video to see if I gave it like a score out of 10. Apparently, I didn't give season 12 a score out of 10, but
Thing I can say about this season is the pacing.
but I did give it like an overall review. I'll give you the score once you like hear my review because I feel like it's more or less the same.
If you are not a fan of bad pacing, then I don't recommend the season to you. The season, its biggest flaw and its biggest problem is the pacing and a bit of the dialogue, but otherwise it's kind of entertaining and you'll get interested beginning to end. It's just a bit too fast and a bit too slow at places. The pacing is not great. Anyway, guys, I've been Captain Phoenix. These are my thoughts on the newest season of Ninjago, season 12, Prime Empire. Mad respects to Tana Fishies. He does his videos so well, especially in this.
Obviously, I get most of my Ninjago footage from Tana Fishies. Cancel me if you want to. I don't care. As long as I get to put out my version of the review. Obviously, I always leave his link down in the description below. No problem with that. Anyway, back to season 12. Those were kind of like my overall thoughts on it. I think it's more of like a 7, 8 out of 10 season. So there's that to go for it. But yeah, now I think about it, Resistance season 1 is more of like a 4 out of 10. Going back to my former thing, 4 out of 10. Ninjago season 12, that's more of like a 7 out of 10. It's good, just doesn't have good pacing. I would say the pacing is very bad. And the writing could use a bit of work. Otherwise, it's fine. It's fine.
Waters. Viacom, do not copyright me. First of all, before I even continue this, let me just say, Viacom, they're kind of douches sometimes. Even when I do a trailer of one of their shows, they copyright me. DreamWorks and Viacom, they're so touchy. They're so sensitive. Why are you being stingy? Let me review one of your stuffs. Dang it.
Alright, so this was my Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Legend of Korra review. I didn't really have much to say except that part. I honestly still find it dumb to this day. Viacom, DreamWorks, stop being dumb. Please, you release trailers to the public for a reason. Trailers are public domain. Stop taking my videos down. Anyway, aside from that, I can't find anything where I give a definite score, so I'll just say it now. Avatar: The Last Airbender, still a 10 out of 10 show. I think that's an amazing show. If you have not watched it, go check it out. Legend of Korra, that's more of like a 7 out of 10 show. 7 out of 10, 8, but then again, I haven't seen it in a while. Though I think 8 is a bit too high for it, but I do think it's a nice 7 out of 10 show. The first season was very dumb, I would say. It was though I do think it was a nice introduction to this universe. I really liked the first half of the season, and I do wish it stuck the landing a lot better. Not that the ending was bad, I just wish the ending was a bit better. Season 2 was garbage. Season 3 was amazing. 4 was also good. But the problem I have with 4 is that the first half was really good, and then the second half was okay. So, really, in the end, Legend of Korra, still a good show. I definitely still think it's a 7 out of 10. Maybe it's an 8. I don't know. I haven't seen the show in a while. So, 7 out of 10 for now. But I still think the OG Last Airbender, 10 out of 10. Solid show. Go check it out. Alright, so this is my Spectacular Spider-Man review. By the way, if you're wondering why my voice is kind of low in these past few videos, that was because like the area in which I was recording them was like a very congested area. I had a lot of neighbors, and I think at some point in time I was even recording these videos like early in the morning, so that was unhealthy. But so that's why my voice was low. But I hope it's better. I hope it's better now. I sure hope that the recording of this video isn't bad. God, I would hate myself if I had to like redo an entire hour's worth of reviewing stuff. I might have to split this thing into a part one, part two, given the way I'm going. So if anything, I'll finish with the TV shows today, and then movie reviews I'll have to do it another time. That's if my program is going well. I have no idea what is happening with me today. Anyway, this is where I was talking about Spectacular Spider-Man and how it got cancelled. Sad. I cry.
um, Real closure. This is just another one of them. This is just another Spider-Man show that has been cancelled for without closure for no apparent reason to the audience. So again, a lot of Spider-Man shows have been cancelled, and already two.
Just not just Spider-Man shows, but a lot of animated shows in general. Heck, even grown-up shows, I think, like live action shows. Basically, if your show is not pulling in ratings anymore, it gets cancelled. And this was like a big thing, like in the 90s and early 2000s, where shows would get cancelled without closure or without like a renewal or an extra season to finish up everything. And that's why these days in the 2020s, like in the late 2010s, early 2020s, we are getting a lot of revivals for shows. A lot of people are saying that Hollywood is generic or that they're lacking ideas or really we've lost creativity this much, when I don't even think that's the case. I think it's just Hollywood trying to clean up their own messes, or at the very least it's us who are making Hollywood unoriginal. Yes, I am blaming us, the consumers, mostly due to the fact that in the past we would stop watching these shows and would be begging for revivals, and then years later we do get a revival and we're like, ugh, they're so unoriginal. Yeah, at the same time we still want to watch it. Like, guys, make up your mind. So I don't feel like Hollywood is the only person, like the only real culprit in this whole sea of unoriginality. We as an audience play a huge part into that. But and I do feel like one day I would probably have to make a video on this, talking about like how remakes and sequels aren't the real poison, but everyone is kind of like their own poison. But story for another day. Either way, as I was saying, a lot of shows got cancelled, and it's just a shame Spectacular Spider-Man just happened to be one of those shows. And as I go on to say,
Spider-Man shows after this one have already surpassed it, those being Ultimate and Spider-Man 2017. So it would be weird to give this show a third season, considering we already have two more that came after it. It just
that
would
that's the problem I have, is that there's no way in hell we can get a Spectacular Spider-Man season 3, considering we already have two Spider-Man shows that have been made, both of which fall under Disney's belt. And yes, in case you're still wondering, I still hate Spider-Man 2017. I am never going to review Spider-Man 2017, and I will never continue to watch Spider-Man 2017. I've seen the first season, but I could give a crap about season 2 and 3. I hate that show so much, I am not even going to bother reviewing it.
make sense, and at the same time, it's already too little, too late. So we have what we have, but I kind of wish the creators would like give us a comic or something to like let us know what happens in season 3, like a
I say I want us to have a Spectacular Spider-Man comic of what happened in season, of what season 3 could have been about. while also ignoring the fact that Spider-Man has been a thing in the comics since forever. What is wrong with me? I have issues.
Special edition or something. I like that. I like that. Anyway, guys, that's been Spectacular Spider-Man. It's a really good show. Overall, I would say 8, maybe 9 over 10, around there. It's honestly really good.
8? 8? Yeah, no, for sure. I was taking something. I was smoking something when I did this review. Spectacular Spider-Man is not an 8 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 at worst, really. This show is really good. Go watch it, guys. If you've not seen Spectacular Spider-Man, there you go. Best Spider-Man show out there. Amazing. It's like the Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man Far From Home of Spider-Man shows. It's really good. Spectacular Spider-Man, 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 on a good day, but really, concrete answer, 9 out of 10. Go check it out. It's amazing. Next review is the CW Arrowverse shows. I don't really care about these ones. I think I talked about a couple of them. As I mentioned, I'm not even gonna click on the video for this one. So as I mentioned, I've seen Legends of Tomorrow up till like season 3, 4. Stopped watching it. Don't really care about the show anymore. Hate it now. Batwoman, never watched it. Arrow, never watched it. Flash, it's a good show. It's gone on a bit of a downhill in recent years, but I still think it's good enough. 7, 8 out of 10 around there. Supergirl is an easy 7 out of 10. And I see Superman in the corner over there. Yep. I have seen Superman and Lois, at least the first 5 episodes, so it's a pretty good show so far. I'm drawn into it. Let's talk about Captain Underpants, because why not?
Again, I was a big fan of the book, so I really wanted to watch it. I watched the movie, I was finished with the movie, and in honesty, up to this day, it's still good. Even though you may say my nostalgia clouds me, I will say for a fact the Captain Underpants movie gets an 8 out of 10. It is by far.
So, this was my review of the Captain Underpants movie. Again, as I mentioned in this review, I was really excited when they announced the movie. I'm like, oh my god, Captain Underpants is getting a movie? Okay, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. So yeah, big fan of the books. And I think I mentioned something.
The best book adaptation I've ever seen. It took.
So that's kinda true. I still think the movie's a nice 8 out of 10. I think that's the score I would give it, 8 out of 10. So my opinion really hasn't changed on that movie. But is it the best book adaptation to movie? Not best comic book adaptation, best just regular book adaptation. I would say so far, yeah, because believe it or not, I would rather watch the Captain Underpants movie over the Wimpy Kid movies any day. Hey, you jerk! I'm sorry. Okay, wait, listen. The Wimpy Kid movies are good. I like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. I read the Wimpy Kid books religiously, okay? But I prefer Captain Underpants. You're a traitor to the Republic. Pull the Republic, boys. Wait, guys. Oh, I'm dead. Great. How am I gonna upload this video if I'm dead? Thanks, guys. So, yeah. I think it's a lot better than other book adaptations again. Lord of the Rings, questionable. I really like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. But Captain Underpants still up there with it. I still think it's a really good book adaptation movie. For the Netflix show, on the other hand,
Me again. If you're interested in watching the Netflix series, go give it a watch. It's not based on any of the books. It's kind of all their own original thing. So I will give them points for that. It's not as deep as the movie where it tells you, oh, imagine, oh, it's okay to be a kid. You don't have to grow up so fast. The show just has like a bunch of bundled messages. It's kind of like Teen Titans Go, but in a more better way. It's very well animated. I like the seasons. Preferably season 2 was personally my favorite. And all in all, go watch the Netflix show, but I would only advise it if you're a true fan of Captain Underpants. If you're not, I think it will be hard for you to really fall in love with the Netflix show. As for the movie, go watch it. No matter whether or not you're a fan, go watch it. Especially if you're a fan of the books, I think you'll be really satisfied. Speaking of the books, yeah, go read those books. They're really...
Okay, so basically what I have to say about the Netflix TV show is still kind of true. I feel like you can only really watch the TV show if you're a fan of Captain Underpants, like everything that came before. If you're a fan of the books and the movie, then I feel like you can watch the TV show. However, if you watch the TV show, you wouldn't like it. I feel like what I say is pretty accurate. No, the TV show is essentially just Teen Titans Go, but better. That's what it really is. I do have kind of a problem with the TV show because it came from the movie, and the movie was again really good. I really liked the movie. So when the TV show came out, it was sort of a letdown. The jokes just weren't as sharp, and they were very repetitive. Now, Captain Underpants is no stranger to this. Captain Underpants is a series that's like very repetitive, or at the very least, the jokes it tells are very repetitive. They get repeated at least like once in every book. However, for the show, it got too repetitive. Even for Captain Underpants, it got way more repetitive than it should have. So I don't know how to personally feel about that. But yeah, so the humor from the show just didn't hit me on the same level as the books. And all the new stuff in the show was a bit weird, I'll give it. Like the season one stuff, a bit weird. Like, how should I say? The fact that none of the stuff in the show is based off the stuff in the books kind of weirded me out a bit. So, yeah, that's not to say the show is bad. It's just kind of a letdown after what we got from this, like, amazing movie. Like, the movie was like a love letter to fans of Captain Underpants. And the show is just like, we're doing Captain Underpants. Who really cares? That's kind of how I felt. So the show, I would give it like a 6 out of 10, but the movie, easy 8 out of 10. Easy.
That's just true Netflix fashion. In case you never know, in case you never knew, when Netflix starts the show, they have no intention of finishing it. Every last season that they put out, they don't have a form of wrapping up. It's always
This is still true to this date. Obviously, there are a bunch of shows that Netflix has wrapped up, but like, I swear to God, it's as if they are trying to make me mad. Every time they produce a new show, it gets cancelled or it never ends. And I'm like, why? Why must you do this to me? Why must you hurt me this way? Like, what the hell? Who hurt you, Netflix? Who hurt you?
if this was a script Nickelodeon made and they threw away, because this show kind of feels like a more mature, slightly more grown-up Nickelodeon show. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nickelodeon
Which
made...
I still think to up to this day, No Good Nick definitely has the Nickelodeon feel. It's as if this show feels as if like Nickelodeon woke up one day, decided to spend some money, and create a show that was above their usual ratings. Like let's face it, the main people who watch Nickelodeon are like 7 to 12 year olds really. And so it's like this show is definitely like meant for more like 15, 16, even 17-year-olds. And so they're like, oh, a bit older for our demographic, but like it could work. However, somehow Netflix got the script first, so it's a bit weird. And it's weird to see how Netflix actually went from making good shows like this, No Good Nick, to making weird shows like Ginny and Georgia. Yes, that is a weird show, I'm not gonna lie. God. So that's basically it with No Good Nick. I still think it's a solid 7 out of 10 show. And yeah, this is the most Nickelodeon show Netflix has ever produced. I kind of wish they would make more like this, but the ratings, Duke. The ratings. Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm not even gonna get into that one. I think I give this one like a 9 out of 10. I'm not really gonna dig into it. It was crazy, and you'd have to be like a diehard what do you call it? CW fan to like know what I'm talking about. So let's skip to Clone Wars season 7.
gut-wrenching. And so I can't give the Clone Wars show an overall score unless I give each arc an overall score, because each arc...
So this inspiration came from Schaeferless Productions, where I give each arc an overall score. I'll probably give the season an overall score, but like let me just see what I give.
Sort of has its own difference to me. I don't enjoy each arc the same. Each arc, I have different feelings towards it, and I have different viewings towards it. So let me start with the Martin Sisters arc, because we all had a great time with that, didn't we? 2 out of 10. Just 2. Maybe 3 on a good day, but 2.
No, not even on a good day. Not even 3 on a good day. The Martin Sisters arc freaking sucks. My God, why was this arc even in the season? This is the one thing I wish they removed from this season. Like, this season was like 12 episodes long. I honestly wouldn't have even cared if it was like 8 episodes long. Like, God damn, I hated the Martin Sisters arc. That was garbage with a capital G. Hated it. 2 out of 10. Easy 2 out of 10. What even annoyed me most about it, I know I'm like getting into like the actual review here, but like what annoyed me most about it was like the fact that it was like 4 episodes long, yet 2 of those episodes were like so pointless, you could have cut them out and nothing would have happened. I hate the Martin Sisters arc. That thing it's toxic. I hate it.
Bad Batch arc, which was pretty good, so I'll give it like a 7. And then we have the Mandalorian arc.
Yeah, there's the Bad Batch arc. That one I didn't mind, honestly, and I'm surprised that a plan went well in the Bad Batch. And I really like seeing a lot of returning characters like Mace Windu, Anakin, Kenobi, and the fact that this is where we like get introduced to a Bad Batch before they have their own show. It was a pretty sly yet cool idea. So I like the Bad Batch, and looking back on it now, now that their actual show has been released, I kind of have a bit more respect for it. So I feel like an 8 out of 10 is in order. I kind of like it a bit more.
which is a 10. So 10 plus 7, 17 plus
Yeah,
2.
the Mandalorian arc, 10 out of 10. Obviously, the Siege of Mandalore, beautiful.
That's 19 divided by 3, 6.5. So that's my review on Clone Wars Season 12. It gets a 7 because you know I don't do decimal points until I'm really confused. So,
Yep, and up to now, decimal points still do not exist unless it is the most dire of situations, which 99% of the time it's not. I will never give decimal points to a movie. I might have given it to like 1 or 2 movies, but never would I ever give decimal points. But 7 out of 10 for Clone Wars Season 8, that's a bit too low. I feel like it's more deserving of an 8, honestly. I'm gonna pretend the Martez Sisters arc doesn't exist. And when I think about it that way, the show gets an 8 out of 10. I don't mind it. So, yeah, my god, I hate the Martez Sisters arc. That was garbage.
that's my review on Clone Wars Season 7. It gets a
Like, I actually know people who hate the droid arc. If you guys remember, there was like a little droid arc we had, like I think in season 5 of the show. People hated that, and I'm like, it was cute. It was like a little wholesome adventure. And compared to the Martez Sisters arc, it's a masterpiece. I would rather watch the droid arc, and I will continue to sing the droid arc is actually good till the day I die. I will celebrate the droid arc just for the mere fact that the Martez Sisters arc exists. So, yeah, screw the Martez Sisters.
where they were going with it. Overall, those are my thoughts on Flash Season 6. My final score for the season is a 4 out of 10. I said,
4 out of 10, 3 out of 10, really.
I cannot be so mean as to give it a 3. There are things I like about it, but
I cannot be so mean as to give this season a 3. Actually, I'm feeling pretty mean today. This season gets a 3 out of 10. You know why? It sucked. It was garbage. Flash Season 6 is the worst season out there. It is straight up doo-doo water. And that's what I'm saying. Like, The Flash, as a TV show, is really going downhill for me, really. Like, I feel like season 4 was their last really good season. 5 was mediocre. 6 was straight up garbage. 7 is a great improvement, but it's still it still has kind of like that disease 6 left over. So there's that. But yeah, so season 6 really rubbed me the wrong way. Definitely gets a 3 out of 10. I did not like that season. And yeah, so I say I may not be so I may not want to be mean to it, but I feel like I have to. It is doo doo water. I did not like Flash season 6 in the slightest. And yeah, Supergirl, let's see what I have to say about that.
better. Hope it improves. And all in all, I can safely say that out of 10, this season can get a 7. This season gets a 7.
And yeah, I stand by that. Season 5 of Supergirl, 7 out of 10. I feel like still a good mark, and I still stand by that up to now. Season 4 is still the best season in my opinion. Really good season, really loved it. I feel like it should get more attention. It's really underrated. Like, I know a lot of people really trash on Supergirl. Like, they really dunk on this show. A lot of people really hate this show for one reason or another. But like whenever somebody tells me Supergirl is a bad show, stay away from it. I'm like, we have season 4. At the very least, we have season 4. So you can't get too mad at me for that. So there's that. And I do know that the show is ending with its 6th season, which makes me sad because wow, we're actually saying goodbye to Supergirl. That's kind of sad. On top of that, you guys know how I feel about 6 seasons. You all know how I have the 6th season curse, where the 6th season of a show is either the weaker one or the worst one. And the fact that Supergirl is gonna be ending on that 6th season makes me a bit worried. Obviously, I'm not gonna just assume it's a bad season just because the number 6 for TV shows has a bad relationship with me. Though I will be wary when I go watch it. So yeah.
Story wise, not great. It's not better than the previous season. The themes are better, so I can say that maybe it is better than season 1, whereas season 1 did have, a better story and it's not a plan yet. So yeah. Anyways, that's my review on Star Wars Resistance. Overall, out of 10, I would give it 6 out of 10.
Garbage opinion. I was smoking something on that day. Trust me, I swear. That is not me. Somebody snatched my body and uploaded a fake video. I swear. Resistance Season 2 is the worst. I know I said I was going to say something on it back when I was talking about Season 1, but I forgot what it was. Essentially, I did not like Season 2. The writing was awful. The storytelling was not good. I hated the pacing. And again, I only really liked the last episode. this season did not do the show any favors. It kind of ruined whatever potential the show could have had. And on top of that, what's this? Uh, it kind of leaves us like with some questions because like when we last see Kaz and the Resistance, I even mentioned this on my second channel, but like the last time we see Kaz and the Resistance, we see them like floating in space. They've beaten the First Order and they're just floating in space. What the heck happened to them afterward? We don't see them in episode 9. Let me tell you that for a fact. We don't see Kaz and the Resistance in episode 9. And I understand, this show was bad. It was really bad. So bad that Disney actually wanted to sweep this show under the rug, pretend it didn't exist. But you can't just pretend it doesn't exist when you kind of like leave a few things open-ended. Because we don't see them in episode 9, A. B, we never see them group up with the rest of the Resistance. And C, what are we supposed to assume? They're just floating in space. Are they dead? What happened to them? Like, we never find out what happened to these characters in any shape or form. That is the last time we see them in season 2. And again, I know a lot of people hate Resistance, but like, you can't just leave something like that, like, open. Like, you must have really hated it to do it. And if you really hated the show, why did you greenlight it? And that's the problem I have with Resistance. It has no reason to exist. And the fact that its own parent company wants nothing to do with it just shows how bad this show is. Season 2 does not get a 6 out of 10. It is garbage. Straight up doo-doo water. I gave season 1 a 4, so in turn I will give this season a 3. The what's this? The writing is just as bad as season 1, and the storytelling is arguably even worse. The only things it has over season 1 is the better animation and I don't know, I guess the better looks, but that's really what it, and I guess the best stakes, honestly. Like, I feel like there's a bit more suspense with season 2 than 1, but that is really about it. I will give credit to season 2 that it was a bit less silly, but the fact that, again, Kaz, we don't even get to see a moment of him, you know, what's this, feeling remorse or sadness over losing his own planet is kind of garbage. I mean, again, they retcon this because Kaz finds out his parents are alive. Yay, Kaz, your parents are alive, hooray. The rest of your people have died, by the way. Like, the fact that he's, like, so nonchalant about it, just, it rubs me the wrong way. I hate Resistance. It is such a bad show, and season 2 really just left me with a bitter taste in my mouth.
Value, and then we're told to expect it. You give us more depth, show. Anyways, so that's what I'd give it. Keeper season 1, I feel like it could get like a 7. Season 2 gets like a 9 because of how much better it is. Like, it really has adapted to what.
So really, I kind of like changed it a bit. Keeper season 1 still be a 7, but I feel like season 2 could be taken down a notch, probably to an 8. The main problem I have with Kipo is that I feel like I haven't gotten too attached to the characters. Again, that's just me personally, but I feel like the writing just isn't strong. The only time I really liked Kipo was with season 3, so I still stand by the fact that season 3 is the best season, but they definitely could have done a better job with the last 2. But again, it's not a bad show. I really don't think it's a bad show. So go check it out if you're interested. If this is the kind of stuff you're into. I know that Kipo is like a big example of what animated shows will be like going forward in like the 2020s, but this is just me personally. I still kind of prefer the 2010 one. So yeah. So again, Kipo is probably not the show for me. But I can see why other people like really enjoy it. So yeah.
And poking fun at things in it. It really did feel like that. Overall, since you caught me on a good day, I would say this season gets an 8 out of 10 and is all honestly one of my top 5 favorite Ninjago seasons. I would say it's better than Prime Empire and Rebooted. So not as good as Tournament of Elements, but below Rebooted. So I would say it would be
So yeah, my thoughts on season 13 still stand. Still 8 out of 10 seasons, still within my top 5 favorite Ninjago seasons. So not really much has changed there. I can't really say much about it.
So honestly, I'm positively excited for season 14. I can't wait to see what they have in store. And yes, there's plenty more Ninjago to go through in the future. They announced that it's gonna keep on going till 2022. So for all we know, we're gonna be heading till season 17. So I guess I'll see you then.
I'm just gonna say it now, so that I don't end up beating myself in the future. Season 17 will probably still be the tip of the iceberg, won't it? We are not done with Ninjago for a long time, are we? I don't see it happening. Again, I know that their plans have extended until next year, and they really haven't revealed anything afterward, but I'm guessing if anything was still on the road to season 20. What the hell?
Be the mediocre stuff. And that's another thing with this show is the continuity errors. I don't know. Is this show episodic or is it serialized? Even not even the show seems to know whether it's one of the two. And so it just makes me bad because like some episodes will be serious.
Yeah, that's a big issue I have with glitch text. It's like it doesn't know whether or not it wants to tell a flowing story or an episodic story. Like the first season was very much episodic, and then the second season tries to be more flowing. And from what I could tell, at least from what I got from my research, is that apparently glitch text was supposed to be 3 seasons long, like at least 30 episodes long, telling a story. So far, we've gotten 20 episodes, 2 of the seasons from Netflix, and we're still expecting a season 3. And I'm like, really? You're gonna wrap up the story in season 3? Like, I feel like we barely have enough material for a story, or at least the material we do have, I don't think it can carry a whole season, like at least another season to wrap it all up. So I'm very interested to see how they'll wrap it up with season 3, though I do not think it'll be a great conclusion to the show. I do hope that they extend the show, they make it better. But yeah, also for some reason Nickelodeon and Netflix both worked together on this show, but Nickelodeon turned it down. Like Nickelodeon didn't want to air this show on their network. They helped make it, they just didn't want to air it on their network. And I'm like, why Nickelodeon? This show's really good. Why aren't you airing it? I can't find my scores for the show here, but basically I would give season 1 and 2. I think I'll give season 2 an 8 and season 1 a 7. They're more or less around the same. I just prefer season 2 more because at least it tries to tell more of a continuous story. Though it did have that weird episode where like what's it? Not the flashback episode, but more like the flashcard episode where we look back to past episodes. Like it doesn't even make totally doesn't even make sense. Like we've barely known these characters and we've like only seen them for like 2 seasons. You think this is the best time for a look back episodes? A bit weird, but okay. Also, Miko is waifu for life. I don't even care. She's awesome. Love her. Great gamer girl. Anyone who says you can't be like Miko, I will beat you.
Sure, 6 out of 10 because in my eyes it was above average. I didn't like it a lot, but now after letting it sit for a while, I think it deserves a 7 or an 8 out of 10 around there. It's not spectacular, but I think it's good enough to hold your attention and keep you around for much more. Well, guys, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I do think that season 1, looking back on it, it's a nice 7, 8 out of 10. 8 on a good day, definitely. I'm still currently watching season 3, so I guess you can expect my review of it later on. But yeah, I would say I liked Camp Cretaceous season 1, and I feel like the show is slowly getting better and better. So yeah, I guess now we'll just have to wait for my season 3 review.
Phoenix entirety, I would say it's a pretty good show. Not great. I would say overall I would give the show like a 7 out of 10. But for season 3 on its own, I feel like it was not only an amazing conclusion to the show, but it was a beautiful ending to just anything. Period. Like if you want to end a show or series, this is the perfect way to do it. And therefore I would give Kipo season 3 an 8 out of 10. It worked really well on so many levels and it finally hit that high for me. You see, for the other seasons there was
wait, what? Wait, what?
do it. And therefore I would give Kipo season 3 an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Overall, the show itself would get... Actually, I think the whole show would get an 8 out of 10. And I feel like season 3 is more like a 9 out of 10 show. It's a good season. I feel like this is one I really connected with personally. I know a lot of people prefer 2, but hey, I don't make the rules. I just play them. What the hell? Also, excuse the subtitles here. I don't even know how that happened. Okay, so these next couple ones were like me reviewing The Mandalorian. I only got up to until episode 4. And yeah, so I finished the second season, 8 out of 10 obviously. Really love the Luke Skywalker appearance. I don't really have much to say. Sorry for leaving you guys on the 4th episode only, but the pirate sites I was using only gave me those 4 episodes and I couldn't finish the show. So I'm so sorry about that. And that's why I swore to myself I would never review a show episode by episode again. That is the last time I make that mistake. And I really enjoyed this. It was a really nice little mini series I did. Because like the episodes were so quick to produce. Like look, 7 minutes, 13 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. It was a very quick thing to do. And I like those short videos. But whatever. Next is Wonder Woman 84 and Camp Cretaceous 2. Okay, so since this is a double review, I'll just cut to it. Camp Cretaceous Season 2, a lot better than the first season. I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10. And World War 84, I would give that a 4 out of 10. It's completely bonkers. Yeah, I kind of like the bonkersness. There are serious parts I do not like, and my god, this movie is too long for its own good. So I think a 4 out of 10 is suitable for this movie. If you want to watch it just for the crazy, insane stuff that happens, good on you. So, yeah. Okay, something quick to say about Kid Cosmic before I talk more about it is this is definitely one of my more poorly done reviews. I did not like this review I made of it, mostly due to the fact of the footage I had in the background. The filming in this and like the editing in this video was very bad, and I think even my speaking was bad. I did not like this review in particular. I will still stick to what I said about it. But I think the main problem I had with this review is the fact that there were too many ideas. I think I let this show sit in my brain for far too long, and I ended up writing like way too many notes about the show. Like, I like this aspect, or I noticed this aspect, or I like this aspect, and I think that kind of took too long, or it was like so much stuff. It kind of made my review feel bloated. So I do apologize for anyone who had to watch this review. But overall, what did I say about this show out of 10?
It's for kids, so anyways, go watch this show, guys. It's really good. Straight up 8.5 out of 10. Really well done.
Hey, what did I say about decimals existing in this universe? Decimals do not exist. It's an 8 out of 10 show. Say it that way. Or if you want to say 9, say 9. But as of now, I think it's an 8 out of 10 show. So shut up past me.
It was the first Marvel TV show officially on Disney Plus. I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Netflix shows exist, but whatever. Overall, I give this show a 9 out of 10. I do
9 out of 10. That's not bad. Still stand by that. Yeah, I still stand by that. I do think it's a 9 out of 10. I feel like the ending, I feel like the show could have stuck the landing a bit better, but overall, not a bad show. Not a bad show. 9 out of 10. The ending could have been better. Alright, guys, I think that will be the cutoff point. WandaVision will be the last TV show I look at right now, because that's the last one where I didn't know for sure if my opinion on it was varied or not. Like, I didn't know if my opinion on WandaVision had changed or not. So I just want to check to make sure. But I think that'll be the cutoff point for now, because I think these other shows are well. Ninjago season 14, I think I gave that a 4 out of 10. That's fine. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's a 7. Ninjago season 9, that's a nice 9. Season 15, that was an 8 if I'm not wrong. AOT, Attack on Titan, that was a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 around there. That was a really good show. Invincible, that was an 8. And this was where I ranked all Ninjago seasons. So overall, I think I am done for now. Yeah, so this is the end of part 1. Expect part 2 later on. So in part 2 of my podcast, just so you know, is I will be reviewing my old movie reviews. As I last checked, there are 45 movie reviews, so I have quite a few to get through. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. I hope you enjoyed me reviewing my old TV show reviews, and what you thought of them. Do you think my scores are good? Do you think the changes I made were all right? And it's very interesting to look back on the history of my channel to see how far I've come and how many changes I made along the way. Because like that area where I was like binge reviewing Netflix shows, that was a bad time. I should not have done that. So yeah, so it's good to see all the regrets I did and everything that happened from there to Timbuktu. But yeah, so again, this is my cutoff point. I'll probably do something like this again in the far future, maybe like next year or something, where I get to look back on these shows. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Be sure to like if you like, subscribe if you haven't already, click that bell to be part of the team, and comment below what you think of this video. And I hope you're excited for part 2. And if you want to see part 2, click that notification bell. It's down there, right next to the subscribe button. Well, first you have to subscribe, then get notifications. I don't think part 2 will come out immediately after this video though. That might take a while. And on top of that, as mentioned, I am watching Camp Cretaceous season 3. So if anything, my review for Camp Cretaceous might come out before part 2. So just letting you know so that you don't get disappointed. Anyways, guys, I've been Captain Phoenix. Thank you for seeing on my log today and listening to my stories. With that, peace out. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I've been Captain Phoenix, and with that, I'll see you in another universe.